Prepare for battle. First blood. Double kill. Holy shit. Ultra kill. Dominating. Humiliation. Headshot. Unstoppable.
Hey guys, welcome back for another Shadolance review. Today I'm going to be doing my second M416 CQB review. The first one was released more than a year ago now, and it's a little bit outdated. It uses my old style of review and video making, so I figured it could use an update. Actually, a lot of reviews are going to be getting updates. Anything that was my FRF2 review or before will be getting an update. Everything else is pretty recent, and it's since the beginning of the summer for the most part, so I won't be redoing those. At least not for a while. I might, if something major changes with one of the guns, then I will change that, but for right now we're going to be sticking with what we've got. So, for the first of the second season, I guess you could say, of reviews, I'm doing the M416 CQB. For permanent duration, it's $25 still. This gun has still been on permanent even throughout the entire time when there was no permanents on sale, so that has changed. Let's go right with the stats. Ammo capacity, 30 of 90, like all M416 models. The damage is 39, portability 66, rate of fire 74, accuracy of 80, and recoil of 63. It has an integrated eye-tech scope, and it can be completely customized with a suppressor and a magazine, and it already has the scope on, so it is fully set. Now, it was recently released, there was a counterpart that was recently released. Basically, it's the same gun that has an ACOG scope instead of an eye-tech scope. And the sound is slightly different, but there's not a whole lot of stat difference, and it's basically the same gun, except you know, with an ACOG scope. And I think that was kind of smart on Exxon's part. When they first released it, if you guys saw my live update a while ago, then you will know that I talked about how they unnerfed it. When it was first released, it was nerfed pretty badly, and they fixed that pretty quickly. So it's not so much of a disappointment anymore, and it actually lives up to its name now. Not to say its stats are particularly amazing, but I mean, it's a very average assault rifle. That's just what these guns are useful for. They're an all-around good assault rifle. They can be used for tapping, spraying, and I guess now it's just up to you whether if you really like the M416 CQB, then you might want to get the M416N, because that way you can basically carry around two of almost the same gun, they just have different scopes. So it just depends on what you guys like. But if you're more into spraying and you're still kind of new to the game, the M416 CQB might be the way to go. But if you only if you're kind of experienced with the game and you know you can you want to be able to both spray a little bit and you want to be able to tap fire really well, then probably the M416N is for you. Now the M416N review is already out. However, it's outdated. It was put out before they unnerfed the gun, so it's a little bit biased. Now I'm going to do some stat comparisons to the M416. First I'm going to read off the M416 stats. The basic GP one, guys, not the camo. The damage is 38, portability is 62, rate of fire of 74, accuracy of 80, and recoil of 63. And it can be fully customized with the suppressor, scope, and magazine, and it's fully automatic. I'm pretty sure all the M416 models are. Now compared to the M416 CQB. The CQB has a 1-point damage increase to 39. The portability has a 4-point increase from 62 to 66, so it's much more portable. Rate of fire is 74 on both weapons. The accuracy is 80 on both weapons. And the recoil is 63 on both weapons. And despite the recoil, it's very, very low recoil. I'd say it's even lower than the statistic says. I'd say it's probably closer to like 55 or 50, somewhere in that range. The gun is not exactly cheap. It is $1,100 or GP for a day. I don't know how that translates to dollars. I think it would be a lot less than that. But you guys know what I mean. It's $1,100 per day, and it's a very, very popular gun. This is one of the most used weapons in the entire game. It's often debated with the G36 series. Those two, the G36 series and this, are the most often used weapons for assault rifles in the entire game. By a long shot. I mean, there's not even a comparison. However, in general, you see like more of the players that have gotten used to the game and know how to tap fire and know how the game's mechanics works. You'll see them using the G36, and you'll see lower ranks use the M416 CQB. But honestly, if you walk into a match with both of these weapons, the CQB and the Valkyrie, or some model of the G36, you will be more than well set, because you'll have a spraying gun and you'll have a nice tapping gun and they both have decent damage. And the thing is, the M416 CQB has pretty good damage drop-off. It's not the absolute best in the game, but it is pretty good. It's a consistent. I don't think it's ever more than a 5-shot kill in a medium vester at maximum range, no matter where you hit them. And because of the low recoil and the recoil pattern that just barely goes side to side and a little bit upwards, it's easy to get headshots, so it's just convenient to use. Just depends on how you want to use the gun, though, I suppose. However, keep in mind that the M416 can also be customized in the Gun Emporium to increase stats. The damage jumps up to 41, which is 2 points higher than the CQB. And, I mean, although the M416 has slightly worse damage drop-off than the CQB, the damage does make it higher and does balance out. So, I mean, it's about the same, really, at that point. The portability goes up from 62 to 65, so it's still only 1 point lower. The rate of fire from 74 to a whopping 77. That is one of the fastest assault rifle fire rates in the entire game, if not the fastest. The accuracy goes up from 80 to... Oh, wait, no. I forget if the accuracy goes up or not. But the... Oh, yeah. No. I forget whether the accuracy goes up or not. But the recoil can be increased from 63 to 66. I believe that comes with the rate of fire upgrade. But the accuracy, I'm pretty sure, will still be 80. I don't think that changes. But, yeah, so my bad. And now, just to quickly read off the M416 in stats, the damage is 40, so it's 1 point higher than the CQB. Portability is 62, which is 4 points lower. The rate of fire is still 74, accuracy is still 80, and recoil is 65 as opposed to the CQB's 63. So, statistically, it sounds like the CQB is better, although the M416 in, now that it's been unnerved, it's basically just would you prefer to have an ACOG scope or an iTech scope. It's entirely up to you guys. I know I'm just not talking so much about this gun specifically, the CQB. Just trying to make sure that you guys know what's going on, the difference between these guns, since there's a new gun in this family released. And that's about it. Also, there are a lot of... This is probably one of the most varianted guns in the entire game. There's the M416, the camo, the CQB, and the N. There's the CQB camo, there's the Barons, the two Barons models, the revised and the regular. And then there's the cousin variants, which are the M417 series. And there's quite a few of those, too. There's at least 4. I think there might be more. And the M417 is so similar to the Rec 7 series, you might as well include those in the same family as well. It follows the same kind of setup, and their interior parts are very, very similar. I've seen both guns taken apart in real life, and they have the same type of mechanisms for firing inside, and the same kind of reload system. So I know they are exactly the same, or very, very similar at least. So yeah, and technically this is not the M is just what they put in for combat arms, because a lot of things start with M, but the actual abbreviation is HK416, not M. So they kind of made that a little bit different. But that's about all I have to say about the guns, guys. Thank you for watching this review. I've gotten my 500 subscribers recently, as you know, and I am aiming for 750 next, so get out there and help me get some subscribers. I know I have a lot of new guys out here. Get your friends to subscribe too. I know they'd love to see this review as much as you would if they play combat arms. Learn some stuff, have some fun watching the video, and I reply to every PM and comment I really get, guys, so chances that I'll reply is pretty high. But thank you for watching this review. Please rate, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Shadolance out.
You know what? Given the intelligence of the people who watch this show, this is probably a good thing to teach. Because my guess is when they're not trying to operate heavy machinery with their butt cheeks, they're probably trying to do something stupid like this. I mean, what else could you possibly teach that would be as stupid as that?
Even you can learn something from a sloth.
Fuck this shit!